Hello, and welcome to a new edition of the Bang Bang Tang podcast. I'm Frank.
I'm Bryan.
Coming at you with a slightly revamped version of the show. We'll still have a lot of the same favorites that you guys like the Frittata of the Week, and we'll still talk about sports and geek stuff, but we have a couple of new surprises waiting for you. I know Brian's excited about them.
Sure.
Can hear it in his voice.
Yep.
But first, how's your couple of weeks been, man?
Good. Up and down.
Yeah?
I mean, of course, Super Bowl stuff.
Yeah, well,
Believe
me.
Downhill.
We'll get to that.
But other than that, pretty good. How about yours?
That's good. So, you haven't, done anything new, been picked up by strange men to go home with you, or nothing?
Not that I know
No?
of.
Just me?
Yep, just you.
Just me? So, yeah, it's been I've had a couple of weird things happen. First and foremost, so you actually cut out before this happened that night, but we went out for my friend Jessica, friend of the podcast, member of the Movie Freaks podcast. Mentioned her a couple times. It was her 25th birthday, and she wanted to go out. Went out to dinner. Bryan was there. It was a good time. Place was way too fancy for us.
I was bored out of my mind at that place. One, I was at the end of the table away from everybody, so it was kind of like I was by myself while Mo decided to light straw wrappers on fire.
Well, that was your job. You were there to babysit Mo.
Pretty much.
And you failed because she actually did light shit on fire.
And didn't know what to do with it.
She had glasses of water sitting there in front of her, and she just lays the flaming paper on the table and goes, "What do I do?" Like, you have fucking water.
She had at least 5 waters and a bowl of wonton soup in front of her. And she laid it on the tablecloth.
So we made it through dinner, luckily without dying. And Bryan had a long day. Bryan went home for the night. Me, my wife, Mo, and Jess actually decided to hit up a nightclub. It's just his birthday, have a few drinks, do some dancing, have a good time. Akron has a few pretty nice clubs, one of which is called The Square, in a place called Highland Square. So we get there, and we've spent a couple hours, had a few drinks. Jane and Mo decide that they need to head up to the bar and get another couple of cocktails. I'm like, I gotta pee, so I'm gonna go and try and find the bathroom. So they head up to the bar. I go towards the ladies' restroom because generally they're in the same place. And I look, I don't see a bathroom. I'm like, well, I kind of remember there being one off the dance floor, but it's so packed because it's like a Friday night or a Saturday night.
Your first mistake right now is that you decided to go to the bathroom.
I know.
At that type of club.
I went alone. Like, if I keep Jane next to me, it's pretty. That's a pretty good sign.
Right.
So I'm looking for the bathroom, and I see it's off the dance floor, and there's so many people. I'm like, I can't get to it. So I'm just looking around aimlessly until I see a small man out of the corner of my eye, and he's walking towards me. And I think that he's trying to get onto the dance floor. So when he gets up to me, I step to the left, and he follows me. I'm like, oh, well, I'm just kind of doing that, trying to get around each other, dance. It's no big deal. And he stays in front of me. And this is a small man. I'm guessing probably like 5'6" tops. And he's very well dressed, a little older, probably in his early 40s. And I say, "Excuse me." And he reaches out, and like we're going to tango, he caresses my torso. And he says, "Hey." I'm like, "Hello."
Hello, like you're a proper dude. Hello.
Because at this point in time, I don't think anything of it.
Right.
I'm just like, this is a man that has no personal boundaries, which is fine. So I'm not going to make him feel bad about it. I'll just keep it pleasant and no need to get into anything. And so he says hello. I say hello back. And he reaches out again and caresses my side and says, I like big boys. Yeah. And up front, it doesn't bother me. I'm actually flattered by it. You know, Jane has to say that she thinks I'm a handsome man. She has to say these things because I gave her a ring and she gave me one. And that's the contract that you sign when that happens.
Right.
When someone else, and it doesn't matter if they have a dick or not, if they say that they find me attractive, it makes me feel good. So he says, I like big boys. And I don't punch him. I don't run away. I just hold up my hand with my ring on it. And I say, actually, I'm taken. And he looks at it. It looks back up at me. And there's a pause. And he reaches out for a third and final time, caresses my side, and he goes, that's fine. I still like big boys. I'm like, all right. And I just quickly walk away from it.
Did you even go to the bathroom then?
I didn't. I held up the rest of the night.
You would have been attacked.
I would have. And I kind of felt bad because I didn't see him the rest of the night. So I was instantly like, did he go home? Like, did I ruin his night?
He ruined his game. He had no self-confidence left.
He was a bear hunter, and I was the grand prize.
He was going to put you on a mountain.
Something's going to be mounted. It's probably going to be me.
But you turned him down, and you ruined his game.
I did. And I felt bad. I still feel bad.
He's probably there every night.
Oh, probably.
Trying.
You could probably pick up much better guys than me. So that was what's happened to me in between episodes. So to start it off, we'll hit our first segment, as always, our frittata of the week. And for the first time ever, we have no winner this week.
Woohoo! That means I did not lose.
You didn't lose. Didn't win.
Right.
Didn't lose. We actually tied. Donald Trump and B.o.B. each got 2 votes.
All right.
So we'll crown them both frittatas.
There you go.
Hopefully this week we will not have a repeat performance. And I will let Bryan go first with who his pick is.
All right. My frittata of the week is the New York Mets reliever, Jenry Mejia.
And what did this gentleman do?
Now, at the age of 26...
Still pretty young.
He is the first player to draw a lifetime drug ban.
What?
So he was suspended twice after testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs at 25.
Mm-hmm.
And at the age of 26, he became the first player, major league or minor league, to be banned for life because of a third positive test.
Oh, my God.
He was... In 2015, he would have made $2.5 million.
Oh, no.
He would have made only about $1 million in 2016.
Yeah.
But even at that, he threw it all away for steroids.
I mean, is this a guy that's even like in the top 3 of pitchers in the league?
No.
So he's not even like... He doesn't have a reputation or an image to uphold.
I'm going to be honest, I've never even heard of this guy before this news segment.
I never heard of him either.
But apparently now everybody should have heard about him because now he has a life ban. He
That's true.
He will no longer be playing baseball ever.
I agree. Why? Why would you throw it all over?
You had it all.
You really did.
Even if it was 1 million or 2.5 million. Doesn't matter to me. Hell, I'll take $1 million or 2.5 million.
Yeah, because what's that guy going to do now? What is he going to do with his life that isn't baseball?
I have no idea. Go work at a Kmart.
It's true. You can go get his autograph at McDonald's the next time you walk in.
If you want it. He hasn't done anything for an autograph.
It's it's tragic. It is tragic that these guys do this, but it's their own fucking fault. You just have to not do it, or do a better job of doing it, and you don't get caught.
Right.
No, to piss away $3 million
for a drug that I don't think even helps people out that much.
I don't know.
I don't get why you would use it. Performance enhancing drugs.
Because, like we just said, he's not the best in the league, so it's obviously not helping that much.
Right.
And you have to wonder, has he been doing this ever since he's entered the league? Did he just start doing it? It's interesting to see where all of this goes in any sport.
Oh, yeah.
Personally, I'm kind of the opinion that if somebody wants to do it, let them. Does it taint the game a bit? Sure. But when these athletes are making millions of dollars more than their co-players for making the big plays, for getting the big hits, for doing all of these highlights, this is kind of what they have to resort to.
Yeah.
So I think that if you're going to crack down this hard on it, you're going to run out of people.
Right.
Quick.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you remember the list that came out a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Of all the players that were caught using steroids and then they got suspended. It was a huge list.
And even former players that continue to come out and go, you know what? Yeah, I tried it.
Yes. I don't like them. I'm opposite of you. I think it should be gone and not used whatsoever. Because I do think it tarnishes the game. I mean, look at Barry Bonds. He was honestly nothing before he started using steroids.
Yeah.
Then he used steroids and boom, breaks the home run record, does all this.
And,
I mean, who's another example?
McGuire
was another one. You just thought he was a curly-headed fuck. With the Oakland Athletics. The next thing you know, he's a Cardinal and he's smashing
looks like a
run.
fucking lumberjack.
Right. He had Popeye arms. He cracking home runs. Sammy Sosa.
Yeah.
Now you don't hear a thing about Sammy Sosa because steroids, and now he's gone.
I guess the difference is that if I take those drugs, I'm not going to go out there and win the home run derby. I'm not going to hit the most home runs in a season.
Right.
So there is like some sort of natural talent and ability.
Well, you still got to work out while you got the steroids.
Well, you still got to be able to do it in the first place.
Right.
So
that just gives you the extra added boost.
And I guess that's where, in my mind, I'm like, all right, so then what becomes the difference between supplements and all of these vitamins and all this other shit that, is normal, taking cortisone shots and stuff during play. Where do we draw the line of who gives what a boost over the other person? I think we'll be having a lot more discussions about that
once baseball season's actually coming around.
Probably in any sports in years to come.
Baseball, though, is the main one that seems to be having the issue with it.
It is. And this is the first time.
Yeah.
Someone's been banned for life from it. For this.
Well, yeah.
Obviously, other players for other reasons.
That should not be anymore. But we're not going to talk about that right now.
All right. So, Jenry Mejia.
Of the New York Mets.
Something like that. Banned for life.
Doesn't matter. We're not going to hear his name ever again.
No.
Banned for life.
Thank God, because I can't pronounce that name. My nominee for this week is America's sweetheart, Meryl Streep.
She's a saint. I don't know what she could have done.
It's not that bad, but there's some sort of thing called Berlinale, and I've never heard of it. I assume it's some sort of festival or something, because she's an actress, and why else would she be there if it wasn't to do with film? Probably way wrong, and people will tweet us telling me, but that's fine.
Hate tweets.
So they're at the thing, and somebody asked her about the lack of diversity at this festival. And her response is such, and it's been taken out of context slightly, but here's the full quote. She said, "There is a core of humanity that travels right through every culture. And after all, we're all from Africa originally. You know, we're all Berliners. We're all Africans, really."
Okay.
Is there anything inherently wrong with that? Not necessarily.
Just bad timing.
It's horrible timing.
Really bad timing with everything else that's going on.
When the trending hashtag is Oscars so white, you really don't want to have that sort of mindset when it comes to your profession.
Right.
I get where she's coming from.
Oh, yeah.
I get
that.
It's, yes, according to science, it says that we all originated from Africa as the cradle of life.
Right.
That's what she means. But it's going to get taken out of context.
Always. That's the media's job, is to take things out of context.
So Meryl's got to be a little smarter about the shit that she's saying.
If she wants to keep a good image, yes. Watch what you're saying, pretty much.
I mean, let's be fair. She's not going to become Tara Reid overnight.
Oh, no.
She's not going to fall that far.
If she does overnight, wow, something really happened.
She's probably going to be fine. Right. But, yeah, you got to choose your words a little more carefully. So, this week, listeners, you have the choice between Meryl Streep for saying, "Hey, we're all from Africa," or Jenry Mejia for being such a dumbass to use performance-enhancing drugs and getting banned from baseball for life. Have fun with that one.
Good stuff.
Moving on to Shove It in My Mouth. We actually have a food item that has been hotly teased last week, and one of us on the show has actually tried. It is the hot item called the quesalupa.
Yes.
Which, if you haven't heard of it, is the newest item from Taco Bell, which is a chalupa. So just like the usual chalupa with a quesadilla cheesiness stuffed in the shell. That's what it's supposed to be.
Let's be real. It's just a taco with a soft shell that's supposed to have cheese inside of the shell. No. When I had it, I couldn't taste any of the cheese inside of the shell. It was just like a hollow shell. I was eating like a soft taco.
Yeah.
That's all it ultimately was to me. Maybe it was just how they made it that day. But I don't know. I was not impressed.
From what I've read, you're not the only one.
Okay.
Where I usually go to get fast food news, called fastfoodwatch.com, they actually got their hands on one. They pre-ordered the item, which everyone knew that they could do. So they pre-ordered it, got it, tried it, reviewed it, and they said pretty much the same thing, is that the chalupa shell isn't exactly the same as a regular chalupa, in the sense that it's not as, kind of crispy, it's more flaky.
Right.
And making it seem more like a tortilla shell, like you're saying. And the commercials and all the pictures you see, when they pull it apart, there's just a wall of cheese that implies that from top to bottom, there's
there
cheese.
Should be a ton of cheese inside.
Yeah.
If I were to rip mine apart, it would just fall apart. There was nothing holding that together.
But like this guy said, all the cheese pulled at the bottom. And he even said the cheese that was there wasn't much.
Right.
So from the entire side of the taco is just shell. There's no cheese.
Which pretty much was, because even when I bit into it, I looked in the shell just to see, is there actually cheese in this, or are they just teasing me?
Yeah.
I could not see cheese at all inside of there.
It's so disappointing.
Yeah. But yet they put the Super Bowl commercial to it.
Oh, yeah.
And all of that. And for what? It's not there. It was a big swing and a miss from Taco Bell.
It isn't. It's not even what I initially thought it was going to be. Because when I heard it, I was like, all right. So they take one chalupa shell, you put it around the taco, the fillings, and then you take another separate chalupa shell and you put it around it. Only the fillings in between are the quesadilla stuff, the chipotle sauce and the cheeses and everything.
Right.
I'm like, that sounds amazing.
See, I thought they would have used nacho cheese inside the shell.
Yeah.
Instead of like just melted shredded cheese. That's supposed to be it, I think.
Yeah.
But I was even wrong.
So it is so disappointing.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
And maybe this will end the streak that they have of any new item they just try and throw quesadilla into.
I don't know.
I mean, the quesadilla is good.
Oh yeah.
That's still tasty.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Incredibly overpriced.
Oh yeah.
But still tasty.
I mean, I even like my Boss nachos still and all that. But
yeah.
I mean, whatever.
I think Jane actually told me that you can get the quesalupa shell for breakfast as well.
Yes, they have a, I forget what they called it, like the quesalupa burrito or breakfast burrito or breakfast taco or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it really consists of, but I heard it, and I thought that just sounds interesting to me. But this was before I even had my own quesalupa, so now I'm just like, there's no point. That's just like when they had the for breakfast the waffle taco.
Oh my god,
I love the waffle taco,
so
but then
good.
they had to get rid of it and make the biscuit taco.
In fairness, though, and I love the waffle taco as well because I love the syrup and the waffle taco-ness of the thing, but I really liked the chicken biscuit taco. I really
biscuit.
did.
Something with that, and I love biscuits. There's no problem with it. Something was wrong with that biscuit. It doesn't taste right.
Like, this is an abomination.
Right. I will boycott this breakfast forever. I will be at McDonald's. See you later.
Whoa. Those are fighting words.
Right.
But no, they got rid of that, and yeah, it's sad. Sad. Quesalupa. We expected more from you. So, all right. If anyone is terribly upset about this, please let us know. We appreciate any feedback about the show, positive or negative. Normally, what would be next would be the fashion segment. Your mama dresses you funny. What we found is that pretty much all of the fashion articles that we find are stuff that we know nothing about,
right?
And
or
that we
will
don't
never
wear. Yeah. So, for the time being, we're gonna move away from that segment, but we have a new one to replace it, which I think is going to be a lot of fun, and I hope that everyone responds well to. Excuse me. I've been doing that the whole time. I was really hoping to get them all out.
And I thought I would have been the one doing it, being I just had the Cavs dinner box from McDonald's.
Alone.
Yes, and I ate it all. And I'm feeling it, but I'm not the one burping into the mic.
It's fucking off-brand Mountain Dew, man. All right, so new segment is called I Want to Be a Producer. And that means that during this segment, Bryan and I will choose the top 3 trending topics on Facebook at some point in the day, and we will attempt to make a movie pitch out of those 3 topics.
Okay.
So this week, our topics are Bill Murray, Madeleine Albright, and Lady Gaga. Now, do you want to know why they're trending, or do you just want to go with those people?
I would like to know why they're trending.
Okay. Bill Murray is trending because he allegedly threw some fans' cell phones off of a roof.
Good job.
Madeleine Albright is a former U.S. Secretary of State, if y'all don't know. And she apologized for a comment that she made during an interview.
Okay.
Lady Gaga is trending because her foundation is partnering up with the Monster High School cartoon.
Okay.
not much to go with
No.
there, so we might be better off just using the people.
So my first one that I have
Mm-hmm.
is that Bill Murray
Okay.
runs into Lady Gaga.
Uh-huh. With a car?
No, just like sidewalk, just like
Just,
on the street.
Just walking.
Yeah,
okay.
just
He
spots her
all right. Doesn't try to hit her.
and gets so scared that he goes to Madeleine Albright in the Senate to try and ban her for life.
Ban her for life from what?
Society.
All right.
Hey, it was the first thing that popped in my head. Leave me alone.
So, all right. So, Bill. All right. So Bill Murray could run into. What if they made a spin-off Ghostbusters film
Okay.
where Peter Venkman has ventured out on his own because he couldn't take the death of Raymond Spangler, Harold Ramis, and him and Ray, Dan Aykroyd, have fallen apart. So he goes off on his own, and Madeleine Albright has passed away.
Okay.
And she comes to him in a dream as a specter. And she asks him, she tells him that she has been murdered. She's been murdered, and she needs his help to defeat the person that murdered her.
Okay.
So he goes through and he puts on the proton pack, and he gets in the jumpsuit again. It's awesome. Always awesome. The twist is that Lady Gaga is an ancient sorcerer
Okay.
that is hell-bent on taking over the United States of America, and tried to do that by offing Madeleine Albright.
You've thought about this.
And taking her seat on as Secretary of State that she doesn't have anymore because she's the former Secretary of State.
Right.
So use it as leverage? No, that falls apart.
Yeah.
So maybe Lady Gaga could do the soundtrack for the movie.
She's just a soundtrack for it. Forget her. You don't even want to see
Just
her.
a quick cameo.
Or they do a sequel to Groundhog's Day with Bill Murray.
All right.
And he has to somehow find a way to defeat Lady Gaga.
Mm-hmm.
But he can't do it right. So he just replays the day over and over again. But then I don't know how I'm going to throw in Madeleine Albright.
Madeleine Albright. So, all right. So Bill Murray's Jake Gyllenhaal in Source Code.
Right.
And Lady Gaga is the groundhog from Groundhog's Day, which Bill Murray has to kill. And each time he fails to kill her,
It becomes like live, die, and repeat. He starts all over every time he fails.
Yes. And Madeleine Albright
Is
plays
his newscaster new girlfriend?
his girlfriend or superior commander because he's a soldier.
When did he become a soldier from a reporter?
He's pretending to be a reporter. That's his cover because soldiers have covers.
Do they now?
Or he could be a spy, which that works.
Because they have covers.
They have covers.
We're soldiers. I don't know how they had covers.
All right. No, I like this one a lot better. So Bill Murray is soldier / spy / reporter because he's a man of many secrets.
He hides in a tree.
There it is. He's in the tree. He's undercover in the tree, just like in Get Smart. And Lady Gaga, as the groundhog, wants to live in the tree that he's in. But she can't. because he's there.
And it's not even really a real tree.
Not even a real tree.
So he has to try and kill this groundhog.
Yes.
Before the groundhog takes over the fake tree.
Mm-hmm.
But he fails at his attempts to try and kill her.
Yeah.
So every time he fails, like he'll get knocked out, he'll fall out of the fake tree to try and get her. So every time he gets knocked out, he wakes up then, starting the day all over.
I'm going to bring this all together.
Here we go.
You ready?
Let's go.
It is a crossover sequel of Groundhog's Day and Caddyshack,
Okay.
where he reprises his role in Caddyshack, and his only job is to kill the gopher / groundhog. Now it's a groundhog.
Yes.
Lady Gaga
Animated
sings
groundhog.
I'm All Right, records a new version of it as the groundhog,
And dances from the tree?
dances from the tree. We can get rid of the tree, or we can keep it. I think trees test very well with the audience.
I guess.
They like trees. Then every time that he tries to kill the groundhog, he dies in a Wile E. Coyote type way.
Yes.
And then he keeps coming back.
Yes.
And Madeleine Albright makes a cameo as a celebrity golfer
Ooh,
in the movie.
gotcha.
Uh-huh.
It all ties together now.
What is this movie called?
This movie.
So, so it could be like Ground Shack. Golf Day.
Golf Day.
Repeats.
All right, that's a work in progress. A title for a Groundhog's Day / Caddyshack
Sequel.
sequel, which would be the... I'm going to call it Shadow Day.
Shadow Day.
The story of how the groundhog lived.
Holy shit. Shadow Day.
Yes.
Shadow Day, motherfuckers. That is all right. That's it. We gotta get started on this. Coming to theaters, June 2019. Shadow Day, a sequel to Caddyshack and Groundhog's Day,
Starring Bill Murray.
starring Bill Murray and Lady Gaga,
With a special guest appearance.
by Madeleine Albright
There you go.
as Madeleine Albright.
And an old, chubby Chevy Chase.
Oh, why? That just makes it sad.
That just makes the whole movie. You gotta have sadness in the movie, sir.
I would rather not. I'm out of this movie now.
Right.
I'm backing out.
You mentioned one guy and you're out.
I would pay to see that movie.
It would be an interesting movie.
Right?
Depended on what it was more. Was it more of an action title or a comedy?
Probably definitely comedy. But there would have to be some action scenes, yeah.
I'd probably see it. If it was a full-on comedy,
Yeah.
I'd have to see it.
Oh, yeah. And of course, soundtrack by Lady Gaga.
Well, because she also does the voice of the groundhog.
Yeah.
So,
Which is mostly just a lot of squeaking.
well, that's what she does. You've heard her music, right?
Way to throw the star of our movie under the bus.
She's not really the star. Bill Murray is.
All right, heard it here, folks. Shadow Day. Movie with Bill Murray, Madeleine Albright, Lady Gaga.
Yes.
All right, I like that. I'm excited about it.
Good stuff.
So that's how that segment will work. And I like it. It's good.
If you have a better movie, I really want to hear it.
Yes. There you go. If you can top Shadow Day, by all means, tell us what you would do.
Yes.
Next,
I don't think you'll do it, but there's a challenge thrown at you.
you got to get up pretty early in the morning to top Shadow Day.
Yes.
Moving on, we have another new segment. It's just chock full of new shit for you. And this one will, for the most part, kind of replace See You in Hell. Not entirely replace. Every once in a while, if we come up with a really good story, we'll do it. But, again, just like the fashion thing, we're kind of running out of good stories to do. So this one is called One Word to Impress. And the premise of this segment is that Bryan and I will be given a random celebrity, which we'll choose through a website on my phone, and we will have to come up with the best one-word impression for that celebrity. So, I'm going to go to my Safari app.
So just a word to describe the celebrity, or just a random word with the impression of that celebrity?
Yeah, so something that it could either be a word from a line from one of their movies.
Gotcha.
An example would be, we like Christopher Walken on here, so obviously if you got Christopher Walken, you'd be like, wow.
Or whoa, if
or
you were
whoa.
listening to previous ones.
Exactly. If McConaughey, Cyrus. Something like that.
Now, can it be more than one word?
Just one word.
Just one word. That's going to be tough for certain celebrities, but we'll make it work.
I was gonna say, I have faith that we can do it. So, I'll tell you what. I will put in here, we'll come up with 3. This website will give us 3.
Okay.
We'll choose the best of the 3.
Okay.
All right. Our 3 celebrity choices are
Okay.
Derek Jeter, Jessica Alba, and I think this is going to be the winner, Kristen Stewart.
There it was, everybody. There was my word. See y'all later. The show is over.
Podcast's over. See y'all next week, folks.
Not even a word.
And that's the thing. It doesn't have to be a word. It could be a syllable. It could be a sound. Anything that this celebrity is identified with. So
All
the
of
best.
them are tough.
So for Kristen Stewart, I think. So obviously you would go with Twilight. So something from Twilight.
Which that movie is such a blur to me, especially her, because she was god awful.
Yeah. See, hers was more of a physical performance, like
Which it was. Like, if there was a camera in my face that y'all could see, maybe
Yeah.
I'd make the dead face, and there we go. It'd be perfect.
or bite your lip a little bit, or
Right. But as for things she said, or I don't know.
the first thing that comes to mind is like, just like little, just little whiny moans.
Or she did the vampire. What?
He's a vampire.
Say it.
Vampire.
Vampire. Or just yelled the characters' names a lot.
Right.
It was Jacob.
Edward!
Spot on, Kristen Stewart.
Oh, why don't you fuck me, Edward? That was a plot point.
I know you sparkle in the sunlight.
This is beautiful.
Oh no.
So, yeah. So either
Or
Vampire.
I don't think we're gonna do any better than that.
that's spot on, Kristen Stewart, if I've ever heard one.
That is grade A impressionism. Oh, yeah. I think we're gonna have fun with this segment.
That one would be good.
All right, so that's your one-word celebrity impression for this week. Moving on, we are going to start geeking about sports. So we'll discuss the sports and geek topics that we have for this week. Obviously, the biggest thing, much to Bryan's chagrin, that we have to discuss sports-wise is Super Bowl 50. And so last episode, we gave our predictions on what would happen. And so this week, we have to come to terms with how right or wrong we were. And we were both wrong.
You were so wrong.
So incredibly wrong.
So wrong.
Yeah, I'm surprised as anyone
Oh, yeah.
how it turned out.
I'm happy Peyton Manning went out with a win,
Absolutely.
but that did not look like the same Panthers team.
And that's what we said last week, is that we would be happy
Oh, yeah.
if the Broncos won because of Peyton Manning.
Right.
Which, if you've seen the allegations that are coming out this week,
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a little less happy about it, but we'll see how that one turns out. But yeah, I'm shocked. I like you, I can't believe the Panthers team that showed up, and as much as it looked like a win for the Panthers on paper, maybe there's something to be said about experience coming to that game.
I guess, but it was like the same team that put up 50 against the Cardinals,
Yeah,
beat the Seahawks
Mhm.
with ease.
yeah.
It just shocked me. It was like it was not the same team that went practically undefeated, only lost one game.
Yes.
It was not the same team to me. I was disappointed completely in that game.
Yeah, the defense performed about as well as you could expect them to. Defense did fine. They tried, but when your offense isn't doing anything, there's only so much you can do. You can only hold back an offense with as many weapons as the Broncos had. Did they perform up to the snuff that they could have throughout the season? No, but you still have Peyton Manning and Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas, and that's still volatile.
Oh yeah.
So I believe that you'll see the Panthers back next year.
I'm sure you will, because you'll have Kelvin Benjamin back too. So that's another receiver for you. The running back will be healthy because he was in and out of the game.
Yes, he
with
was.
Problems. So.
And I think Cam needed this.
Yes.
He's so talented, and regardless of how you feel about his press conference afterwards, there's ammunition from both sides to justify or condemn what he did. But, now he has that feeling. Now he has something that's so much deeper than just ego to drive him.
Right.
Now he has that pain. He has that hole in him that he knows what it feels like to lose this.
Right.
And I don't think he'll want to have that again. So I think that he'll be back next season. And if they are in the Super Bowl next year, I don't see them losing.
No, it all depends on how the season goes, because you never know. Super Bowl season goes different ways all the time. Injuries happen.
Yeah. Granted, they say healthy, obviously.
Oh yeah. I think they said the Patriots and the Seahawks are favorites for next year's Super Bowl.
Those are pretty sound picks.
I think I heard also the Steelers were thrown in that mix, but whatever.
I don't see that.
Mm-mm.
That team's
They're getting old.
They're getting so
And
old.
they're beat up every year.
So those are three safe ones. I would say, yeah, absolutely every other. Probably the Packers.
Depends on if Jordy's healthy
Mhm.
for that one too, because Aaron was missing Jordy.
Yeah.
But his receivers wouldn't catch for him.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be back if they can stay healthy, and Eddie Lacy needs to lose some weight.
Yeah.
That's a major one.
Mm.
He went from Eddie Lacy to Cheeseburger Eddie in a season.
So, yeah, the NFC is pretty set. If the only team that you can come up with for the AFC are the Patriots, and there's a lot of open spots.
I can't think of anybody in the AFC, though, that can really do it.
All credit to your other team. I think that if they can stay healthy...
If Dalton can stay healthy...
I think the Bengals can make another run at it.
I'm just hoping for one playoff win.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not thinking any further than that. I just want a playoff win, and then we'll take it step by step from there.
Yeah, I'd see the Bengals being back. The Chiefs could be back.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the Chiefs. They will be back.
Whatever god-awful team makes it out of whatever division the Texans are in.
Probably the Texans. No. Who else is in the Texans division that was kind of hanging on? The Jaguars.
You think?
They almost had it. And they're a young team that's growing. I think they could do it.
But they're in the same division as the Colts, though, right?
It depends on how Andrew Luck is for that one. But yeah.
Yeah. If they stay healthy, they would be my pick.
Which is a safe pick. Like I said, though, depends on Andrew Luck.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's healthy or not. Because I'm sorry, Matt Hasselbeck isn't going to get you anywhere.
No.
But it'll be interesting
I will.
to see what happens. But we got a long time. Baseball comes first, sir.
It does. And you will have to take the reins for that one
Oh,
because
I
I'm out of the loop. So, as far as the game went, that was unexpected. The halftime show.
Now, let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Watching that halftime show, were you thinking racist thoughts?
No.
I wasn't either.
Not one bit.
And then you read Facebook and the news articles, you're like, that was racist?
I mean, it was hard to watch.
Oh, yeah.
But not because of that.
No, it just wasn't a good halftime show. But
No, Coldplay was born to shit like I knew they were going to be. And it's weird that there was that much daylight. And I know that's a weird thing to think about for the halftime show, but
right.
in the past few years, they've been at nighttime, so you can do like really cool stuff with lights and lasers and all this other shit as far as stage performance goes. But there was still pretty much daytime, so they couldn't even rely upon that.
They
it just
relied
had
on
to,
the fans holding colorful signs.
yeah, and giant flowers being paraded around and stuff.
Right.
And then Beyonce comes in, and Bruno Mars comes in, which I am so tired of Uptown Funk.
That's like his only song anymore.
It is. I'm like, you couldn't have come in with a new song or even a different older song.
Or just sing a Beyonce song just to kind of get you two together a little
Yeah.
more or something. But
Or, obviously, based upon Beyonce's attire, she was paying tribute to Michael Jackson, a past halftime performer.
Mm-hmm.
Bruno could have done a song from, I don't know, Prince or
someone
anyone else. Yeah.
Yeah, it was... The commercials were the best thing
That was the next
about
thing.
the whole thing.
What did you think of the commercials this year?
I liked them.
Mm-hmm.
There was only one kind of depressing commercial.
The domestic abuse one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, they were all pretty good. A lot of, like, I don't give a shit what you think about me commercials.
Like the...
Budweiser was one. The car... One of the car ones with all the celebrities.
with... Harvey Keitel.
Yeah, and Abby Wambach, and I think T-Pain was in it, too.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Where they were all saying, oh, this car is not a hip-hop car. And I think
Yeah.
Tony Hawk was even in it, too.
Yeah, Tony Hawk was in
This
it.
car has no street cred, things like that. Pretty much commercials about, we don't give a shit what you think about us.
Yeah. The most surprising one, and probably my favorite, was the Coke with the mini can with Hulk and Ant-Man. Which I was mainly just surprised that A, they got that kind of licensing.
Right.
And B, they were willing to spend that kind of money.
Yeah.
I mean, that had to have been the most expensive commercial to pull off because of the licensing, and because of the because of the CGI they had to employ to do all that.
Right.
Because it looked good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it looked on par with the movies.
Oh, yeah.
So that was probably my favorite. Which was your favorite?
I didn't have a favorite. I really liked the Doritos one with the woman who's pregnant doing the ultrasound following the Dorito. I did like that one. And this is an unpopular opinion. I like Puppy Monkey Baby.
Knew you were fucking gonna say it.
It was creepy, but it was funny because it was so weird.
It was. I said I didn't hate it like everyone else, but
Right.
it is so. I don't know what they came up with, what they were smoking when they were like, you know what, fucking Puppy Monkey Baby.
And then I also liked the Shock Top one with TJ Miller,
Mm-hmm.
where they were just spitting back and forth insults to each other.
I liked that, but I liked the video that you showed me more of them
Of
reviewing.
them watching the commercials.
Yeah,
That
that
one
video
was
was
good.
awesome.
That one was good.
That was hilarious when they both had the blankets on them.
Trying to hide their faces from the Puppy Monkey Baby.
Videos. I encourage all of you, look it up on YouTube. The Shock Top and the TJ Miller watch Super Bowl commercials. The video's funny as hell. Obviously, go watch it after you finish this video of our podcast.
Other than that, though, commercials were good.
Commercial's good. It's a solid Super Bowl overall.
Oh, yeah.
If we would have gotten a little more out of the Panthers' offense, it would have been a better game. But overall, it's fine. I think better than the past couple of years for me.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll take it.
Yep.
And goodbye, NFL football.
Hello, baseball.
Until August is the
Well, it
first
depends.
preseason.
Depends
Well, I
on
mean,
if
yeah.
we're going to talk about the combine and the draft and all that wonderful good stuff. Hall of Fame stuff.
I mean, Hall of Fame will hit pretty close to home, considering we're in Canton. So
And then that also brings close enough to preseason football. So.
That's true. Probably after the draft, when everyone's made their picks, probably have a couple things to talk about there. Probably grade our own teams on how we thought we did, but I don't care about the combine all that much.
No, I mean, I'll watch them. Sometimes I watch them, just like usually the quarterbacks, running backs, and receivers.
Yeah.
Just to see like how the Ohio State players do or anything like that. But
yeah,
other than that, that's a boring day. If you really sit there and try and watch all of it,
man.
you've wasted a whole day of just watching people run. It's not that pleasant.
It is, and it's shot more like the Olympics now, where they don't show you everything.
They like jump back and
forth. They
forth.
do, and it's really unnerving, and you can't keep track of anything. That's ugh.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be mostly baseball and basketball.
Less basketball.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I like basketball. I'm not a huge fan of basketball. Like March Madness is coming up. I couldn't even tell you who's number one right now.
No.
Because that's how much I have not been paying attention. The only thing I know is I don't think Duke is ranked at all.
I would assume not, because they've gotten their asses handed to them a couple times this season.
So I don't know. I don't know anything about
And
it.
I don't think Ohio State's doing all that great. So
I don't even think they're ranked.
No.
And Cincinnati has been losing constantly. So
yeah. So fuck March Madness this year.
Right. And as for the NBA, I mean, the only thing that intrigues me is who's going to get traded. Kevin Love's on the block again.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear about the rumor trade that
for Carmelo Anthony?
Which he came out and said is bullshit. So
which it's not up to him anyway if it's bullshit. It's up to the organization if they want to trade for.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Oh, the deadline I think is Tuesday or Thursday.
Does it?
One of those days. I know this weekend's All-Star weekend, so they're doing all that stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I probably won't care again until the playoffs, depending on whether or not the Cavs make it. Yeah.
The Cavs will make it.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know what seed they will be. I don't know if they are the number one team in the East right now.
I don't think anymore now. They had a streak of losing there after they changed coaches.
Yeah.
So that was a good call.
Good move.
Yeah, baseball.
Baseball will be it. Pitchers and catchers report in a couple weeks now.
Mm-hmm. So
minus Mejia.
Yeah, obviously.
He will not be reporting to camp.
So I will be relying on you, sir. You will tell me things. I'll go, oh, yeah. That's about all.
I knew nothing about that. Okay.
So, which brings us to the last part of the show. And if anyone was pissed off by our fake live tweeting on the Twitter account earlier, I don't apologize. It was a joke. And honestly, that was the only way that you could get 100% spoiler-free live tweeting. But the rest of the show we will be talking about, and there will be fucking spoilers. Spoilers.
So if you haven't seen it, turn it off now.
Turn it off now. If we lose you, thanks for listening this week. Look out for us next Friday to go up. So Deadpool, sir. How'd you like it?
I liked it a lot. For not having any expectations going into it, because I don't know Deadpool that well. I just knew he was a guy who ran his mouth and, I don't know, killed people.
Deadpool is a character that, unless you have read the comics, everything that you know about him is very much secondhand from everyone else just telling you how great he is.
Right. So I went into that movie with no expectations, but I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I was surprised by it. It was funny.
It
had some good action.
Oh, God, yeah.
So I liked it. It was good.
I expected to be let down.
Oh, yeah. I did too. I expected the comedy part to be up to par. Like, good job. But I expected the rest of the movie to kind of just be downhill.
Yeah. And admittingly, not every joke was a home run.
Oh, no.
But which is fine when you have a movie that is so constantly throwing jokes at you.
Right.
You know, every beat is a joke. Everything's a one-liner, so not everything has to be hilarious.
Right.
And that's what you had here. Is it groan-worthy? No. But for the most part, yeah, the jokes were really funny.
They were good.
Yeah, the action was, I would say at least half a dozen times I audibly went, oh!
Right.
When something happened.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, it was gory, some of the things that happened.
Oh, God. The baby hand.
Petting the girl's chin.
Caressing her.
He goes, I bet it feels huge in this hand.
It is a fucked up movie in some parts because they go for it.
Oh, yeah.
That they don't hold back any aspect of the fact of how he gets to look how he does with... See, in the comics, I thought that his entire body became, like, covered in cancer.
Right.
And that's how he got scarred that way. But if the movie is true to the comics, which as much as Ryan Reynolds has been going off about it, I assume it is, so it's just scarred for really no reason.
Right.
And there were some heavier moments than I expected.
There was some moments where I was just kind of like, okay, let's get to the funny parts again, because this is just kind of weird to me.
Normally, I would agree, but they were so well done that, and there weren't too many of them.
Right.
It was really only like 2 or 3 moments. But it was enough to kind of counterbalance some of the off-the-wall shit that happened. Cast-wise, Ryan Reynolds completely redeems himself.
Oh, yeah.
From X-Men Origins Wolverine, which wasn't his fault.
Which he even poked fun of
He did.
in the movie.
Everything.
Even Green Lantern, even...
This movie is 100% meta in everything. It pokes fun of the fact that they only can have 2 X-Men characters in it.
Right. and I liked the breaking of the fourth wall.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think I would, because I'm like, whatever, he's kind of doing his comic book thing, but
yeah,
I did like it. It did pretty good with that.
Everything was so well balanced.
Oh, yeah.
And for a movie that, like we said, goes for it so hard, gives full effort, everything is used sparingly, not sparingly, but used correctly. And Ryan Reynolds was great.
T.J. Miller was good.
T.J. Miller was good. His character...
Have fun at your midnight showing of Blade 2.
Yeah. And I expected his character to be 100% jokey, like the whole time.
Which he wasn't, though.
He wasn't, which worked.
Yeah.
And so T.J. Miller was good. Colossus, I don't know much about.
It's kind of annoying. From what I remember of the X-Men movies compared to now, seeing Colossus, I was like, oh, I prefer the X-Men Colossus than I do Deadpool Colossus.
But I think that was the point.
Right.
I think the point was that he had to be that way to offset and be the counterpoint to Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool.
Right.
Which he is Russian, which I guess he is in the comics, so that worked. He is Colossus like the whole time. He's never not Colossus.
Even when he has to drink or whatever he was doing.
Yeah, but he was eating cereal.
I was like, wouldn't you change back to eat some cereal? I don't know.
And I've never heard of Mega Sonic.
Whoever she was. But
yeah,
I never heard of her either.
But
she was good.
She was good.
Kind of weird, but she was good.
I'm not entirely sure who the actress was playing her.
No. Just like we thought the actress playing Ryan Reynolds' love interest, we thought was the girl from Dinner for Schmucks. Paul Rudd's love interest.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember you guys saying that.
We thought she looked just like her. We were like, no, not her.
No, but anyone out there that is a Firefly fan and you loved... Fuck, I'm totally blanking on her character's name. She was the prostitute on the show. If you had the hots for her, you will love this movie because...
Is it bad I preferred her with the shorter hair than the long hair?
I don't know. I preferred either way.
She was still good looking regardless.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
And yeah, even their story was nicely done.
I didn't know Deadpool had a love interest. But then again, like I said, I didn't know much about Deadpool.
No.
Other than that he wore a red suit, talked a lot of trash, had some kind of thing for Spider-Man, because he always made fun of him.
That would be interesting to see
what
if they could.
That, yeah.
And the lead villain was fine.
Who is the new Transporter.
Is he?
He was the one in the new Transporter movie. He's the new guy. He's the new Jason Statham, I guess.
Oh. I mean, I could see that. He was good. I don't know if his character is prominent in the Deadpool comics. Ajax?
I have no idea. Or Francis.
Or Francis. The only terrible person in this movie is Gina Carrera.
Yeah, she's kind of weird.
She was... And it's not... I'm sure they only chose her because of her fighting ability and that she looks like a badass.
And all
yes.
This. Yeah.
But never have her talk. Ever.
No.
Ever.
Kind of like Ronda Rousey.
Yeah. Don't give her lines.
Yeah, don't have her talk whatsoever.
Just like Batista in Spectre.
Mm-hmm.
Don't have him talk.
Haven't seen the movie, so now I know he's terrible.
No. He's good because he doesn't talk.
Oh, he doesn't?
Yeah.
Oh,
he says one word.
Oh, well, which is fine.
But even still, he wasn't bad in Guardians. Yeah, Gina Carrera, she has only a handful of lines, and every single one of them is horribly delivered.
And at times, she just looked like a dude.
Yes.
Especially when fighting Colossus.
Mm-hmm.
She just looked like a dude, except for, of course, the part where he had to block her out and say, whoa, fix yourself.
Yeah. Where her you don't see it, but her tit kind of comes out. Yeah. And that's a funny scene. Yeah, the action, awesome. CGI was really good. The jokes
were good.
Really, really good.
It was just a good movie.
It completely exceeded my expectations because I wanted it to do good, but I kind of expected it to fall flat.
Oh, yeah.
I expected it to, now that all this hype was building up and everyone was so excited, I was like, this movie is going to not live up to it. But it did. It exceeded it for me.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently a sequel's already in the works.
With Cable.
With Cable, apparently. There's an after credits scene, which if you're a big fan of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, you'll love it. Which I don't know how many people in the audience.
I don't think anybody really did, except for
Jane,
who was kicking at her seat.
It is. Ferris Bueller is one of my most favorite movies. And so the minute that she saw it, she got it and was losing her shit. And everyone else was very quiet.
Yeah.
But I got it with her because I liked it. Yeah, Deadpool, I would give it 4 out of 5 stars, probably.
I'd give it 4.5.
4.5?
Because it was pretty good. I didn't really see many flaws within the movie.
No. And honestly, they could have gone weirder with it.
They could have.
Because I've seen bits of the comics, and so there's Deadpool breaking the fourth wall, and then he also has a second voice, which is his narrator voice that also kind of talks to him in the comic, and then even a third voice that kind of comes in sometimes, and
that probably would have been confusing to put on film.
Yes.
So I'm kind of glad they didn't do that then.
And I think even Mini Deadpool and then Lady Deadpool and all this stuff, which maybe they'll do in the sequel.
Who knows? I'd be okay if they didn't, but whatever.
That would be fine.
Maybe just throw in Spider-Man or something.
Mm-hmm.
Because by that time, we would have seen Spider-Man, what he looks like. Maybe we'll throw him in.
That would be... If they could broker that deal.
Oh, being Fox and...
Yeah.
Even though there isn't Fox... No, it's not Fox fighting with Marvel about Spider-Man.
Sony.
That's
Sony owned them. Are they fighting with them?
They're fighting over who owns the rights to them and things like that.
Well, I mean, I was under the impression that Sony still owned the rights, but...
I think Marvel's trying to get all the rights to them now, and I don't know,
Which, you can't blame them.
Right.
You're listen, you kind of shit the bed with this character. Right. We'll still give you money.
Right. But just give us the guy.
Just give us him so we can do it right.
Right.
No new trailers. I was kind of surprised.
No.
I was kind of hoping that...
I thought I would have seen the final Batman vs. Superman one, which I've already seen, though, on my phone, on YouTube. But
yeah.
But it would have been nice to see there.
Mm-hmm.
The same Civil War trailer.
Same one.
I can't think of... I do want to see 999.
Kinda. Yeah.
Other than that, though, I can't think of... Oh, the Cloverfield.
Do you really want to see Cloverfield?
Which I haven't seen the first one. I wouldn't mind seeing this one just to see what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, though, The Witch, no, I don't want to see.
No. The brothers...
No.
Barnaby or something.
Yeah, I don't want to see that.
No.
That just looks dumb.
And yeah, I think that's about it. I don't know, for some reason I almost expected to see a Ghostbusters trailer.
Or just the basic Batman versus Superman trailer, being that comes out, in a month?
Yeah. Or there was not even an X-Men trailer.
Which I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It's not capturing my attention, this X-Men Apocalypse.
Days of Future Past was fine. I really liked First Class. When First Class came out, I was on board finally with the X-Men movies. And then after that, when I heard that they were kind of merging the two storylines together, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't a big fan of the original trilogy. And they just keep it going. It's just...
Well, and then they made it super confusing. It was like, Wolverine altered the past, so now it's... people are alive that were dead, and now we're dealing with this, and then now...
Yeah. And now... But we still have James McAvoy, Xavier... and Michael Fassbender, Magneto, and now he loses his hair, and that's a big deal.
That's like the biggest deal of this whole movie is that he finally loses his hair. Like that's the one thing we were looking forward to.
When that's your selling point, that is akin to the NFL selling point being, listen, you're gonna get laid after the Super Bowl.
Right.
If you get into it, we promise you.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that movie. I'll see it probably, but I'm not going like opening night or anything like that. I'll take my time to go see it.
Yeah, that's probably in the bottom
Yeah.
of the superhero movies coming out this year. For Valentine's Day last night, Jane and I went and saw Hail Caesar.
Was it good?
That was really good.
Was it funny or was it more of like a serious type or?
Yeah, I mean, it's a Coen Brothers movie.
Right.
And they're the same ones that did The Big Lebowski and other movies like that. So it's more along the lines of The Big Lebowski than it is No Country for Old Men or anything like that.
Right.
So it is a Coen Brothers comedy. So there are some points where it's a little more serious.
Right.
But other than that, most of it's just kind of off the wall scenarios. And there's a scene with Ray Fiennes and this cowboy actor, and it had us rolling.
Oh yeah.
Fuck it, it was good. The cast is awesome. It's so wacky and out there. It was good. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
I'll have to see it.
So I recommend it. Final thoughts on Deadpool? Just good. Go see it.
Good. Yeah, go see it. Don't bring your kids to it though.
Well, you can.
Huh?
I said, well, you can't.
Well, you can with a legal guardian,
Oh, that's true.
but don't do it. Like, come on, someone brought their baby in the movie.
Did they?
Yes. The two parents brought their baby who looked no more than maybe 6 months old. They brought the baby in the movie. Don't your child cannot see this movie.
Well, I don't give a shit about the child at that age. They're 6 months old. They're not going to absorb any
Well,
of this.
I'm just talking about children in general.
At that point, you are being a nuisance to the audience.
Yeah.
I hate those fucking parents. Deadpool, yeah, go see it. It is everything that you hope it's going to be. And I look forward to the sequel. And it looks like it's going to make a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Which, unfortunately, brings us to the end of the show. Another week, episode 7 down. We will have the poll for Title of the Week posted on Twitter and Facebook again, even though nobody voted on Facebook. And luckily, I don't know if it's always been an option. I've looked for it to be an option, but you can extend the amount of time that the Twitter poll can be up. So instead of having it up for a day, I had it up for a week to garner more votes, which I guess kind of worked. So look for the poll on Twitter. Follow us on Twitter at BangBangTangPod. You can email us at bangbangtangpodcast@gmail.com. Look for us on creaturestolmytwinkie.wordpress.com. Look for us on YouTube, Bang Bang Tang Podcast. We will also continue to be posting on audiomac.com. Still looking into the iTunes thing. I put in a good half-hour Google search about it, and it broke my brain.
Which internet will do.
I tried a couple things. It didn't work. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm good.
We'll figure it out later.
Eventually, one day, episode 100 will make it up on iTunes. I think that's it for this week. For this episode of the Bang Bang Tang Podcast, I'm Frank.
I'm Bryan.
Until next time.